I'm George Zinn, host of Hometown News, Views, and Opinions. Welcome, and thank you so much for tuning in with us here this afternoon or this evening. Um, we have a show lined up, and we're really excited about it. The nature of the show today is going to be about news. And the news we're bringing to you is about this particular event that we're sponsoring on this show. Without any further delay, I am going to bring to you a young lady who will serve as a narrator for this program. This young lady, she's a retired administrator from Memphis City Schools. She's a part of this organization, and her title is Community Relations Coordinator. So at this time, I'm going to turn this program over to Miss Willette Jeffries. Hello.
Good evening, everyone. What an exciting night. We've been waiting for tonight to be able to welcome you in tonight because we have some great things we want to talk about, as well as we have a project that we really need help with. We're going to start the program off with the founder who just made the introduction. I also want to thank him for hosting this program tonight. So we are hoping if you have not contacted your friends or text or passed the message on, ask them to come on in and join in with us tonight because it'll be very short, but we want to make it worthwhile because we're trying to help the young people in our area. So tonight we're looking at our fundraiser geared toward Christmas cheers, and they give us an opportunity to help so many children in the neighborhood. But George, I would like for you to come back and just tell us a little bit about how did you come about the founding of this organization. It's such a great organization. I think a lot of people miss it because they don't realize that it's an organization and not just a few people. So tell us, how did you come about being the founder of this great organization?
Thank you so much. This organization has actually been around for 17 years. Uh, we established our 501c3, and we did all of our necessary paperwork and everything with the state of Mississippi. So we're legal, all the way around. We started off some years ago. We had a food pantry actually started over at Chulahoma, Mississippi, in a little small building that we clean up. And, we determined that there were so many people who were, in need of assistance, with food. And after we kind of got into that program, we learned that there not only was it a food crisis, but, there were people that had a lot of areas that they needed assistance in. So when we started this program, the organization is called North Mississippi Community Research Training and Development. And with that name, we felt that we had a broad enough name that our mission could touch on a lot of different areas that could make the whole idea was to try to make the community whole. We started with food, as I mentioned, and we started to doing food, clothing, shoes, toys, and that led us into the Christmas Cheer Committee that operates under this same umbrella. And again, we started off actually with the Christmas cheer. We were doing something like 1,700 families, and it was extremely huge. We started off. We had to leave Chulahoma. We moved over to Byhalia. We started utilizing the old gymnasium, the old high school gymnasium over there for several years, and then we kind of, shifted out. We went over to Holly Springs High School, used their gymnasium. Actually, we did some at over at Cadet at their gymnasium, and then we kind of moved over to Holly Springs to the National Guard Armory, where we did some things. But we have been blessed over the years. We had people who actually stepped up and contributed some of their time and some of their finances and everything, and they've gotten us through. And I have to feel like we have quite a few people in the community who has had our back, for a long time, and that brings us down to this particular fundraiser today, this telethon, because we didn't have the Christmas cheer program on last year because of COVID. And when we come back, we want to make it a blast, and we really want to come in right. And that's why we're here this evening, and we're asking all of our friends and loved ones and supporters, family, everyone to chip in and help us out to make this program what we would love for it to be.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we got a little bit of history there, how the organization first began, but now for the business. We're going to move on, and I have Mr. Bill Stone with us tonight, and he's a special project manager for the North Mississippi Primary Health Care. Now, he has really been instrumental with this organization from my understanding. He pretty much know the ins and the outs and what it really took to go through. But I want him to speak to you tonight, and also he will give a word on why is it important to give to this particular organization, especially to Christmas cheers at this time of the year, coming out of COVID. There are so many people still hurting. There are so many parents who want to do and can't do. So I want Mr. Stone just to speak to you for just a moment about the organization and what your donation would mean to the organization tonight.
Well, thank you, Ms. Jeffries, and Mr. Zen, thank you for contacting me. And I knew when you contacted me and said that you were going to have this tonight about the Christmas Cheer Project, which I've been involved with for several years. I knew that I had to be a part of it because that is an organization that over the years, and it started back during my time when I was in the state Senate, and Mr. Zen came to me, and Ms. Reed came to me and told me about what they were doing, and I wanted to be a part of it. And I've always just simply been amazed at how much they're able to do with what with what little they had. I mean, it was basically you would see the resources that and donations that they collected, but when you walk up there on the day that they distribute these toys and these Christmas gifts, it's just amazing to you what they're able to do with the resources they have. And I've always told everyone that it is a very worthy cause, very, very worthy cause, and you can rest assured that if you contribute to this cause, that whatever you contribute is going to be handled very well. But we all know of the needs in our community. You have a lot of people out there that are still struggling coming out of the pandemic, and of course, as we all know, we're in one of the poorer parts of the country. In the poorest state in the country, and there are a lot of people, and especially a lot of children that need assistance, and especially at Christmas time, you want these children to have as happy and as joyous a Christmas as they can.
Thank you so very much. And now to hear from one of our board members, Miss Linda Luce. I'm sorry about that. She's a board member. She's also a board member on the Marshall County School Board, but she's a board member to this organization, which means so much for her to be here with us tonight. She's going to give you a little bit of information of where the organization is right now and what we would like to see in the future, where we're headed, and how your donation could just really benefit this organization so much.
Thank you, Ms. Jeffries. Um, this organization uh, do a lot of things in the community. Uh, they have the food pantry. They have a tutorial program. They have a back to school day where they give out school supplies. They have a program that awards the valedictorians and salutatorians in the high schools. And of course, they have the Christmas cheer program. And we're excited this year about our Christmas cheer program. It gives us an opportunity to serve our community even more. And asking everyone that can to give a donation to our Christmas cheer program this year.
Thank you so much. Now, first of all, we want to thank these people for giving up time tonight. You know, things just happen unexpectedly. We don't expect them to happen. We had several guests that were supposed to be with us tonight, and all at once we had different emergencies coming up and different things happening. And they're unable to be with us tonight, but we do appreciate them considering it, and we're sorry, for whatever reason they could not make it. So we talked about the Christmas cheer. Miss Reed is not able to be with us tonight. She had something to come up, and we're going to talk about it just a little bit. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up a few things, and I want George, if he could, just kind of tell me or tell the audience tonight, how do you go about becoming eligible to receive the toys during Christmas cheers and the clothes and candy and all the great things you all give out during that time. I'm going to put up a slide that will kind of give you an idea while he's talking, what kind of things will take place. First of all, before George comes, let me add one other thing. For the giving platform, you see the slide up. You can give Cash App, and that Cash App is NMCRTD organization. There's another Cash App that has just the initials without the organization. Please make sure that you do your Cash App to the organization. That is the one that's officially the Cash App for the organization. If you're unable to Cash App tonight, you can mail it to P.O. Box 252, Holly Springs, Mississippi, 38635. Or just call for a pickup. Call 662-252-2017. Now, what we would like for you to do, if you're making a donation tonight, if you just make a comment, and we want to recognize those people who are making donations. We do want to thank Ms. Cheryl Hall for her donation. Ms. Linda Luce, thank you for your donation as well. And as donations come in, we will be announcing those donations. Remember, Cash App, make sure it has organization on the end of the Cash App, all one word. This is a Christmas cheers flyer, and it is pretty much being given out to those people that's meeting the qualification, and I'm going to get George to talk about it just a little bit.
Okay, thank you so much. As you might notice on this flyer, our date that we have set is for December the 17th, 11 o'clock a.m. until 3 p.m. Now, let me just say that this is a spirit-moving event and program, and I can promise you that we have, while doing these programs, we have actually seen some parents actually be moved to tears. And can you imagine, just how that makes the organizers and the people who worked hard to put this program together? Can you kind of just visualize the joy that that it gives the committee and the volunteers that's working with the program. Again, this is on the 17th, and it's scheduled to be at the National Guard Armory, and it's at 720 South Salem Avenue. Now, you asked about, what is the process? We have an application process where we try to get pull information from the parent and the family. We have gone as far as some cases. We've tried to get some information from the Department of Human Services, and even further than that. Sometimes we may even have referrals, from the school district, which teachers and all have a better understanding sometime of the condition of the family and all. And I would remind everyone who is listening, and when you ask about what are the qualifications, uh, we try to focus more on the less fortunate families, and then we encourage those who are able to actually purchase huge items and name brand shoes and clothes and all this. This is would not quite be for you, but instead, I would ask you that you might be a donor, actually, that would be contributing to these needy children and family in our many different communities. Uh, we have a caller who has called in and pledged Mr. Larry Newsom of LNS, a janitorial service, and he has contributed $250. Yes, just give him a hand. All right.
Right.
Yeah, that is a blessing. Thank you, Mr. Newsom at LNS Janitorial Service. Amen. And I was saying, if you are one family, and you're able to do uh, for your family and able to make great contributions, God bless you. And you should be thankful that you're blessed, that the Lord bless you to be able to provide. So consider, if you would, at this time, this fundraising period, uh, how you might be able to assist, someone else at during these times. So that's kind of where we go. We take the applications, we evaluate them, and we try to make whatever families that we're going to try to assist. Just like you're seeing on this program, we have a wonderful time with everyone that comes out with the Santa Claus and the food and the toys and even clothing, and we just have a absolute wonderful time.
Thank you so much. Now the phones are open. Please call 662-252-2017 or 662-274-0041. Now, if you're unable to call, just drop it in the comment area. We'll be glad to take your name. We'll be glad to pick up. Or just remember, you can go on and hit that Cash App button and send us a notification so we can make sure we give you recognition.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Zen, if you want to come back and give us a little bit more follow up.
Miss Jeffers, let me just mention we. Yeah, let me just do a little bit of encouraging, if we could. And we are asking. Marshall County is a county that's growing. There are many jobs that's coming into Marshall County, and some of us, when these jobs came, our income for the year, is real good. And by that I mean that some of us that's listening right now is going to end up having to pay Uncle Sam some money back. I mean, that's a given. I mean, and you're blessed. and I know you're happy that your income at least allows you to be one who needs to contribute back. So I'm asking, rather than give these monies to Uncle Sam, I would ask you, please consider giving to a worthy nonprofit organization that in return will put some cheer in the eyes of some children and some families. And let me say this, we are again a 501c3 certified organization with the federal government. We are registered with the state of Mississippi as a certified charitable organization. Now, when I say that, if you need a certificate of some of your donations to this organization, we can give you that certificate that you would be able to write off those monies that you gave to this nonprofit organization. So please consider that. Again, we're certified and we are able to give you this certificate indicating that you actually gave to this nonprofit organization. So consider it before you go, before you tax prepare, and be prepared and have the proper documents with you when you go to sit down with your tax preparer. So give to this organization because this organization is desperately trying to give and support the needy families in this community, just like it has done for the last 17 years.
Great. So, what I heard Mr. Zen say, IRS is looking for their part, and there are deductions that you can use for charitable organizations. What better way than to give a donation for Christmas cheer so that we can help the children in our area? It is so important. Christmas morning, I can think back and remember Christmas morning, how it was a happy time. And I didn't come from a family with a whole lot of money, but just to have your own little box with your apples and your oranges and the little things that meant so much to you that the children nowadays doesn't even understand. You try to give them an apple for Christmas, they want to know where's the rest of it. But so we have to step up when other people are not able. And we look at people a lot of times and say, well, I can't understand why they can't do it. I did it for my children. I'm doing it for my children. But everybody's not in the same category. What used to make us happy 40 years ago or 50 years ago doesn't make little children happy on Christmas morning. So, we all have to come together and make it possible for these children to have a very, very good Christmas. And I just want to encourage everybody. I've worked with a lot of people with the school system here in Holly Springs, to Memphis, public schools, and then also to New Hope Christian Academy in Memphis, which was my last job. One thing that is so important, and you'll never understand how important it is helping children. I've had children to come back from Christmas with a small matchbox car, and they're excited to get that. And there are so many children that's not going to even get that. But what we want to do, we want to make everybody, as many as possible, happy for Christmas. So just think about it. Dig hard. There's not an amount that's too small. There's not an amount that's too large. We will accept whatever you give. The money that comes in, if anybody have any questions, well, maybe they're going to take this money and do something else with it. No, it would definitely be going to the organization to help the many different causes that it worked for. Now, many people know me around Holly Springs, and I don't sign up to help very much when it comes to things I don't know about. But I've really been impressed with this organization. And if you don't know much about it, contact the founder George Zinn, or the executive director, Delia Reed, they can tell you even more about it. But I have found this to be an awesome, awesome organization to be a part of. George, did you have comments?
Yes, please, Ms. Jeffries. We had a Cash App donation from our own Mr. Bill Stone, $50, and we certainly want to applaud him.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you, Mr. Stone. Thank you.
And we had another Cash App. They didn't leave the name or whatever for $70. And hoorah for that individual.
We appreciate it.
Now
every penny counts. Every penny.
I want to caution individuals who are listening right now. Somebody said that my wife just called me and said somebody said they didn't see it live on Facebook. Okay. Well, let me give you that phone number that you can call if you want to do a Cash App donation is 662-252-2017. You can just call it in if for some reason you can't pick it up on your computer or on your phone, and make your donation there. Another number is 662-274-0041. Call that number and Cash App or make the pledge right now. The phones are standing by. Hey, and I'm reaching out right now to all of my friends, all of my relatives, now you don't have to be here in Marshall County now. We understand how this system works. So make your donation, call in, pledge this worthy cause this afternoon.
Same here, reaching out to relatives, friends, sorority sisters, church members, whoever you are out there. Just give us a chance to make a difference. Give us a chance to make a child happy. Ms. Luce, did you have something to say?
Ms. Jeffries, as I told Mr. Zinn earlier, I have some guests at my house, so I'm gonna have to get off here. But I did want to say one more time how great it's been to be over the years to be involved in the Christmas Cheer Project in past years, and looking forward to being involved this year. And hopefully we'll see a lot of children in Marshall County and surrounding areas served by this great organization. And again, if you have any doubts, all you have to do is come out on the day that the distribution takes place, and you can see the kind of work that North Mississippi Community Research, Training and Development, and the Christmas Cheer Committee does in our community.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your donation. We really appreciate you. And most of all, thank you for your time for coming and sharing with us tonight.
Thank you.
All right.
Ms. Luce, did you have any comments? Okay, remember, I'm going to put up the giving format once again for you can see it, so you'll know where to send or call.
Okay.
The giving platform is Cash App, NMCRTD organization. Or you may mail it in P.O. Box 252, Holly Springs, Mississippi 38635, or call for a pickup. That number is 662-252-2017. Tonight we have people on the lines. You may call 662-252-2017 or 662-274-0041. No amount is too big or no amount is too small. We need your help.
Okay. We have another Cash App. This came from Patricia Hamer. of a $20 cash app. Thank you so much, Miss Hamer.
Thank you, Miss
And
Hamer.
and the lines are open, the phones are ringing, and I'm still not hearing from some of uh, uh, my people. Now it appears also that Miss Reed, she's our executive director, and she has indicated that uh, she got a check from Northwest Foundation in honor of DJ Reed. He will mail the check in. Okay. Thank you so much. I guess this is the Community Foundation of Northwest Mississippi. Okay. Thank you so much there. Uh, $500. Okay. We're looking
Woo, good
for a check
job.
from Community Foundation. That's Mr. Keith Fulcher. A community foundation of Northwest Mississippi. Thank you so much for that donation. Thank you so much. And we also we have Mrs. Ethel Collins. She has made a pledge of $25 to the organization. Thank you so much, Miss Ethel Collins. And also, we have Mrs. Willie Mae Peel, who has made a pledge. She's called in and she's pledging $25 to the organization as well. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Peel. It was
wonderful.
It was
Again,
$50.
every amount means so much. Every amount is good, and it will be able to help us reach our goal. I would like to donate $100 to the cause tonight. So I would like to add that in.
Okay.
$100 from the Jeffries family.
$100 from the Jeffries family. Oh man, amen. Thank you so much, Miss Jeffries. And I remind you that the phone lines are still open. Please don't hesitate. Call in. The Christmas Cheer Committee is sponsoring this telethon. Be in that number of the cheerful givers here this afternoon or this evening. I always get that evening and afternoon crossed up, but this evening we thank you so much for those who are listening, and we want to do a little bit better than that. If you know someone that just might be able to contribute to what we're doing here this evening, call them up. Ask them if they would just kind of chip in. I see one of my church members, Mrs. Gina Talley. She's saying hello. Okay. All right. So we're saying hello back to you there, Miss Gina Talley. And the program, and look, I'm seeing Mr. Keith Fulcher of Northwest Community Research Training and Development. I see he tuned in to the program. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see you on the air there. Thank you so much there.
We're going to also continue our fundraiser on Tuesday, October the 25th at the Feeding Heart Pantry. That's at 178 Holly Springs, Mississippi, if you've never visited there. The time is from 10 o'clock a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. We will be having our first annual bucket drop there. So if you're coming in for pickup or if you're going up 178, we're just asking that you pull over to the side for a moment and drop something in that bucket for us. that will mean an awful lot to us. But that money will also go to the Christmas cheers to buy toys and clothes and candy and all the things necessary to bring a smile on these children's faces at Christmas.
Amen. And Miss Jeffries, what we would do, I know that normally the um, the community foundation, they uh, normally like to make donations toward food purchases, and just to kind of you know make sure that these will be going toward food purchases, because we do apples, oranges, we do nuts, and we do all form of Christmassy, if I could use that term, Christmassy goodies. It's Miss Jeffrey said, when we were growing up, and I think most people probably in my age bracket, maybe a little bit younger even, they knew what those Christmassy items were. Those items that your parent, they could put those apples and oranges and things around, and they could hide them, but I tell you, they had an aroma that lets you know it is Christmas. Christmas is in the air, and that's what we're going to have provided this time. We thank the Community Foundation there for helping us with those food items, and we're certainly going to make those things available. So, those are people who are listening. The Mount Maddox Foundation, I just kind of want to mention them. They're tuned in as well. A wonderful, wonderful organization. I tell you, you can't beat them. I mean, normally at our food pantry, anytime that we're needing things that's associated with food and nourishment or whatever, they step up and they do wonderful for our organizations. And I tell you, we just love them to death, and we just can't say thank you. The Maddox Foundation there, Miss Robin Hurdle is the president, and they do an outstanding job, as well so as the Community Foundation of Northwest Mississippi. And also, I want to mention a little bit. I hadn't seen anybody tuning in there from North Central. We have a wonderful group of individuals down there. They certainly step up to the plate anytime that they see a need, and they obviously take a lot of pride in what we're trying to do in our community. Uh, we have I hate so bad that Miss Reed is not here this afternoon, because she is. We had some freight to come in. It was food items, and she is totally dedicated. Her and her daughter Vonda, to trying to preserve those foods items, and she just wasn't able to pull away. The freight came in kind of late in the afternoon, and I know she had a lot that she would contribute to this program here, this telethon. But nevertheless, shouts out to her and her daughter and the whole group of volunteers, who I'm sure right now is busy trying to get items stocked up into our many different freezers and all, so we can distribute it. So thank you so much to Miss Reed, who's not here right now. But individuals who participate and are actually clients that come by a pantry, pick up the phone, call in, say hello. We don't put a limit on what you could have to give or whatever donation that you can make to us, and our efforts would be much, much appreciated. And I know that the Lord will smile and look down on you for that kind gesture that you did for these less fortunate families in our many different communities. Thank you so much. But the lines are open, and I'm hearing the phone ringing, and I'm hearing conversations in the back of me. And I know that there are people who are engaging themselves to try and make some good effort to help someone. Hey, and that's what it's all about. It's trying to help someone. Sometimes we have to kind of look past self. Sometimes I know we can kind of get into that mode where we can kind of feel like self. It comes first, and it does. But when you help self and when you serve self, and you got just a little bit left that you can help somebody, heart some good. Do your heart some good and help somebody else. Stick your chest out and pat your chest because you just did a wonderful thing by helping some child, some family during the Christmas season.
One thing that I think is just what really pulled me into the loop. I've seen this organization work, rain, sleet, snow. Even when it wasn't pleasant sometimes, they still greeted everybody with a smile. That takes a lot. Even when you're getting paid to work, it's hard to smile when you're not feeling that people really want to be there for you or whatever. But I've seen this group. It's a large group of volunteers. They worked in the snow. They worked in the rain. They worked in the storm. They just worked. One day I had a chance to visit, and they were giving away chips. Now, I don't know if you're familiar where the food pantry is located on 178, but the line was backed all the way back to the interstate. That's a lot of people receiving services, a lot of people. So if you're one of those people who probably just came by, they said we're giving away chips, and you said I'm gonna run by and pick up me a box of chips, give back. Give back. You know, it's much better to give than receive. Again, it doesn't have to be a lot, but just give just to say thank you to this organization. An organization where nobody receives a penny. Everybody works free. Now, I'm just joining the organization, and they're going to have to give me some coaching because I'm not used to working free. But they're going to have to give me some coaching on that. But this is one organization that work so hard. They meet a lot of obstacles out there because people really don't know the inside story. But if you just in your heart, if you can give anything tonight, we ask that you please give something, and these funds will go. If you see on the screen where this was the last Christmas cheer, you see toys and bikes and stuffed animals and candy and all of those different things just to bring joy to a child on Christmas morning. Just call that number 662-252-2017 or 662-274-0041. I want to go back to our board member, Ms. Luce. Do you have anything to add?
Just before Ms. Luce comes, let me mention another giver. It's my cousin, good friend, Mr. Mark Jones. He just cashed apped us $50. And hats off to Mr. Mark Jones. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Thank you.
Okay.
You know,
Luce?
Ms. Jeffries, you talked about some of the things that this organization has given away. This organization worked even during the pandemic in supplying food to the people in the community. They've had numerous food giveaways where at various churches where people could come out and pick up food. So my hat's off to this organization. They do a lot of things in this community. And I just want to challenge all of my Facebook friends, all of my friends and family to give to this organization because they do a lot for the people in our community.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I do see that that Mrs. Reed, she is tuned in. Here I see her over on our comments there. And we just still want to say hello to her. And like as I mentioned, I'm sure that they were really struggling trying to get those items, stocked properly there and couldn't make it. But if you get a chance to, Miss Reed, just come on, just say hello. If it's a few minutes or so, we love to hear from you on this program this afternoon. And I've asked you also, if you happen to have some friends or whatever, call them up if you can right now. Tell them to call in. Tell them to call in and donate to this worthwhile effort here this afternoon, this evening. Hey, I'm going to get it straight here in just a minute. But okay, Miss Jeffers.
Yeah, also, we want to offer up prayers for Reverend Dedrick LaSure, who was supposed to be a guest here with us tonight. And I know that he did send some things out on Facebook. We're definitely praying for him. He said he was not feeling well and he was unable to get on tonight. But we want him to know that we are lifting him up in prayer also tonight. As we're down to about 15 minutes, but even after the show, you are more than welcome to continue to call, to donate, leave messages, inbox, whatever you need to do. Remember, it's not for us. It's not for the organization. It's for the children. It's to put a smile on children's faces on Christmas morning.
Okay.
We want to thank the ones who have already given and those that's going to give. Because sometimes, we have to sleep on things to say, now, do I really, really want to do this? So we want you to just think about it. If you can give tonight, give tonight. If you need to sleep on it and call that number 662-252-2017 first thing in the morning and say, come pick it up. Somebody will be there in a few minutes. We also want you to remember that what we do for these children, if we can mold our children at such a young age, and I would probably say the people that's on tonight are not people that's struggling, maybe trying to do for their children or whatever. Some of us are blessed. My children are adults now. Some people, have things that, it's not a struggle. But we have to always remember the least of us. That's what the word says. Remember the least of us. So therefore, that means if you're helping a child that probably would not have been able to have the things that they will be able to receive through this project. But we're watching the ticker. We promised you all an hour, and we're not going to hold you over. If you're on and you've given, or if you haven't given, go on and text a friend and say, look, this organization seems like it's really about the business. If you can, go on and send a little something to help them out. We're depending on you. That's all we can say. We're depending on you because it's a village. As the old proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child. I must say it takes a village to be able to help our neighbors when they're in need.
Yes. Miss Jeffrey, your voice is slurring out. I hope mine is not slurring out as well. And I would just like to say that again, that we are a 501c3 certified nonprofit organization, and we have our registrations with the state of Mississippi that we're legally able to solicit funds, and anything that we can provide for you that would help you in preparation for your taxes, we prepared to do that and can do that. Yeah, Miss Reed indicate that she's just getting in. Is just outstanding, and we're certainly glad that you commented, and we would have loved to just had you to just stick your head in the door for a moment. But I want to say this, Miss Jeffers and Miss Lou. Somehow people kind of be under the impression that somehow we are, a government funded organization. And you know that's it could be nothing could be farther from the truth. We're not. The government did not fund us. What we do, we have good people who see the work that we're doing, and they will step up and support our efforts. As simple as that. And whereas they stepped up and they can see, the good that the organization is doing, we need your support as well. We need you to look at an organization. If in fact you just, you so choose to give to some other charitable organization, and if they are legitimate, I have no problem with it. But if you can see the good that we're doing, and you know some of the people who are recipients of our contributions, our effort, our sweat, our tireless running and jumping, if you can see that and you know that they benefit, contribute to the cause. Contribute in some form or fashion to the cause. I see Mr. Billy Holloway, good friend of mine, Mr. Billy Holloway show out of Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, Mr. Holloway. Thank you so much for tuning in. And he was going to try to pump us up over on the Atlanta area and also through his connections with social media. And I'm sure that he's doing just that.
Yeah, Mr. Holloway's just he's shouting out. He says, "Come on, y'all, let's support this cause. Let's get into it."
Yes, and Mr. Holloway, he's all the way out of Atlanta, and now he's a native of Marshall County, but he it was is taking up the mantle, and he can see what's going on here. And I've had conversation with him, and he kind of applauds us, pats us on the back, and say, "Good work, yeah, job well done," and that's all right that he sees. But this organization, a certified organization, we want you, our locals, to see our works. And we want you to be involved. We want you to support our efforts, and say, thank you guys for what you're doing as well. Now, not to say that we don't have some, but we have some people that I think could probably support us a little bit in our efforts and endeavors here as well. So step up and be that individual. I promise you, it will do your heart good to be a sponsor or donor for this organization. And we are a nonprofit organization. Everybody that worked for this organization worked for free for charity. I just wish that you could see some of the volunteers and see how hard they work. And I know they work in days when they don't feel good. Some of them are sick, and there have been cases where that Ms. Reed have even asked some of the workers to just go on and take off and go on home, but they determined to try to complete whatever project they're working on there at the pantry and whatever else their organization has going on. These are dedicated individuals that love people and they love that organization. That it does something to them. I don't know when some of them start to come around if they had that frame of mind. I'll be honest, I can't say that, but it has done something to them, and they are people who actually are concerned about others. You, if you're listening, you need to be of that same mindset. Give, open your heart, and see if it can happen to you. See if you can be that individual that you didn't ever think you could be by giving and helping someone else and seeing someone else benefit, see someone else laugh, see someone else stomach full, see some tears sometime just roll down the cheeks of some individual, from just being blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, we see it. We see it all the time. We see people now that are ungrateful, don't misunderstand me, but we see some people who are totally thankful for what they received through this organization. I beg you and plead with you, be a donor, help somebody sometime. Miss Jeffers?
Well, I see my church member, Sister Gina Talley, saying support. I wish she was on here for she could tell all of our Strawberry family, come on, let's support this program. So Gina, thank you. Maybe they'll see your post and they'll come on through for us. Keep on posting and hopefully we'll get more people involved.
Certainly. Again,
we're down to the last 4 minutes. If you haven't had a chance to hit your send button to ask people to come on and make that donation tonight or whatever, take these last 4.5 minutes to try to get them to come on and drop, just hit that Cash App button or call on the phone. Remember, that number is 662-252-2017 or 662-274-0041. We would love to hear from you. And remember, if you're unable to make that decision tonight, we will have our bucket drop. The bucket drop is this coming Tuesday morning from 10 o'clock a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. If you didn't get a chance to contact your friends, just call them up and say, you know that Feeding Heart Pantry, they did some things during COVID. You might have only been able to receive the smallest thing from them, a bag of chips or something. But just think about it and say, you know what? That bag really meant a lot to me. It did something for me. Something, because people don't give anybody anything free anymore. So when people are just loading you up free, you drive up, fill your car up with food, whatever you need. And I must say to Miss Reed, she is just outstanding all the time. When you pull up, she's saying, just pop your trunk, just pop your trunk, just pop your trunk. I've never seen them turn away anybody. So, like I say, for them to work that hard every day, COVID, rain, sleet, snow, just to see a smile on people's faces, to know that I've got $100 or $200 worth of grocery in my trunk that I didn't have to pay for, that's nothing but a blessing. I see Mark Jones out there. He's encouraging you all to come on and support. He's supporting and he's encouraging other people to come on and support as well.
Remember,
again, that bucket drop is going to be Tuesday, October 25th at Feeding Heart Pantry, Highway 178, Holly Springs, Mississippi, 10 o'clock a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. You'll probably see cars going directly into the pantry because that's the regular pickup time for that location. We will be on the outside of the gate. We will have buckets. So when you come by, give us something more than just a toot of the horn. Drop something in our buckets. We really want to fill those buckets up on Tuesday evening.
Okay. And hey, we see well, Gina, she mentions Ruth. Ruth, is she locked in as well? It appears.
I think Ruth is locked in.
Okay. Ms. Jeffries, go ahead on if you would mention about the Cash App one more time, because you know this program you can still take advantage of that Cash App at any time that you wake up and you feeling pretty good. If you wake up one morning and you've been blessed some kind of way, and you know the Lord bless you with some additional income or finances, and you say, okay, hey, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to drop some dollars on this organization. So run that Cash App again there, Ms. Jeffries.
Yes, on the screen you see your giving platforms. You may send Cash App, that's NM organization. Again, let me caution you, if you just see the NMCRTD, please do not send it to that Cash App. Make sure the Cash App you're sending it to has organization on the end of it. That's NMCRTD organization. Or if you feel more comfortable mailing it in, that's P.O. Box 252, Holly Springs, Mississippi, 38635. Or just call us to come pick it up. And that pickup number will be 662-252-2017.
Okay. And Gina, she says she was she was tagging her show. Well, okay, we understand. Maybe she picked up some portions of it, and that. Ms. Jeffers, look like our time is up. I tell you, I was really enjoying myself. I thank you so much, Miss Linda. She's the secretary, the organization secretary, and again, Miss Willie Jeffers, who she is our community relations person, doing a wonderful job. So glad to have her. Miss Reed, who couldn't make it here, she's got tied up there trying to move freight in. We had Mr. Bill Stone to come on for a little while there, had some other things going on at his home. We're so glad and proud of him. And this organization is on the move. Our intent is to raise, we say $10,000, but we need to raise at least $20,000 for this event here, and we're going to be busy. And you still got time. You still got time. Anytime you feel like, anytime that you Cash App us, we will be recognized, and we will give you some notation that we did receive your donation and do a thank you to you. Again, thanks to everybody who took the time. But
I would like for it to be known that working the phones are other board members. The other board members are working the phone in the back tonight, and a great appreciation go to them. And I think they've been doing a wonderful job with that. I know that Miss Robbie Zinn is in the back and working the phones. Miss Stiegel is in the back working the working the phones and all. So, and there's others just coming in, volunteering and helping. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate the organization accepting me in. I just joined recently. And again, like I say, there's some hardworking people, and the people that know me, you all just pray for me, okay?
Well, okay. This time, we thank you so much for everybody who tuned in, and we'll be signing off right now. And a big shout out there to Pastor Holloway and the Billy Holloway Show. Thank you so much. I think he said that he was freaking to do a live down south on a COVID event going on. So he's pretty busy himself, but we thank him for taking the time at least to lock in here with us for a few minutes here. Thank you so much. And if nothing more, we will be signing off.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.